Okay, so first thing we'll look at is grip, just your left hand grip, okay? Pretty sure if we played spot the difference on those left hands, you could see the angle of your left. You can actually see the top of your left hand here is on top of the grip, where this, I mean, it's barely. I mean, you could see if I sort of draw a line up here, up the shaft, there. I mean, your left hand's barely on the club there, whereas you go this way and do a line up there. The difference in your left hand, the hand's actually on the grip there. It's got much more security. It's in the fingers, it's secure. Then you just squeeze on tight. It enables you to sort of swing the club more effectively and square the golf club up. So in terms of that start position, that is your number one focus. This shot, for whatever reason, the feet were a little bit close together, okay? Yeah. If this foot was to drop back to here somewhere, okay, a little bit wider. Yeah. Maybe, oh, come here. What are we doing? Maybe to the, don't want to do that now. Drop back a bit wider here, okay? Bit wider stance. That one's there's a good width of stance. Yeah. You could have gone a bit wider with that one there, okay? Didn't need to be a lot more, but just enough to get that width of stance, a bit more stability, okay? But in terms of the swing, now I know the green line's just a little bit more on your head on this right-hand one, but you'll see what we're talking about in terms of the movement, okay? So the left-hand one was your before, okay? As you move back, you've moved off that green line. You were further on this side to start with, and in this position, you've actually moved further that way. You're further off the green line that way, so your head's moved a lot more. Now as you come back into impact, look at your head on the right-hand one. It's on that green line. Hasn't even come back to the green line there, so you're still way behind the golf ball. As a result of that there, now as you come into the golf ball, I mean, that one there's a good strike. Your head's still making contact with the green line, shall we say. And then through to a good balanced finish there. And just looking at that kind of... Ooh, come here. Why can't I draw this one? Looking at that kind of finished position, it's not let me draw a line for something, but you can see the angle there. Don't know why it's let me draw it. That one there, this was leaning back a little bit, where that one there now is much more vertical. If I put that in line there, there we go. You're much more over on that left side. The right foot is more off the ground. In fact, it's off the ground, that barely off the ground, I suppose, at best, okay? So in a much more kind of forward, left-sided position, which all comes from the fact you haven't started too far here, moved too far this way in the backswing, and then physically can't get back to the golf ball. I mean, the left-hand one, there's a lot of I mean, just look at your head sort of it's just too much movement. And the consistency-wise is going to be really tough. We've got basically a pivot point. If we think about the golf swing, there's a pivot point that starts kind of up there, okay? If that moves excessively, the consistency of your swing is all over the place. So if the pivot point moves this way and that way, your low point in your swing moves this way and that way. So where you shot the golf ball could be ground first. And this is why I think you start moving the ball back this way sometimes. Because you hit the ground behind the golf ball, you go, oh, I tell you what, I've hit the ground there. I'll move the ball back to there. But what happens is you're hitting the ground behind where you're trying to hit. If you move the point you're trying to hit back, you're just going to even further back behind the golf ball, because you're not trying to hit that one spot and the ball just not there. You're still trying to make contact with the golf ball. You're in the ground here, move the ball back, the low point moves with you, because you're still trying to make contact with the ball. So the more you move the ball back, invariably, the worse the movement gets on your back foot, And from a consistency standpoint, like I said, your good shots there, Glenn, were very, very good. You hit some really, really good shots. It's just the quality of your bad shot. And the good shot then is so much better than your bad shot. It frustrates you because I can hit some good shots. It's like 500 and something, 20 yards, 130 yards straight. And then the next one scuttles about 20 yards on the ground. And you're like, what's the bloody difference? But you can hit good shots from a unorthodox or not as conventional movement occasionally, but long term. And as well, the more, if you're leaning back and thumping the ground, then you put more stress on the elbows.
Consistency.
Exactly, So all I'd say on this right hand one, okay, slightly wider stance, which will then put the ball position just slightly forward, okay? You're starting behind the ball ish. I'll give you enough. And that left hand. Well, no, your left arm's not going to be straight. Don't worry about doing that. If your left arm can't straighten, there's no point trying to do what you can't do. But you can still have your left hand hanging from the shoulders. Whatever your natural hang is, if it's not here, if it's here, it's still hanging. It's not tensed up or locked up to try to hold the club. Your left hand is just hanging from the sort of from the shoulder there, and it's getting that palm bit on top of the grip. Once you've got that, then you control the club face. If the left-hand grip starts around here, you've got a very separated grip, left thumb on the side, right. It's just, yeah, too many variables there, okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good man, good stuff. Well done, buddy.